Although religious art typically depicts St. Paul sitting alone in a dark room with a candle on his desk, composing his letters, this is probably not how his letters were actually written. Hi, I'm Michael Barber. I'm professor of biblical studies and theology. I teach here at the Augustine Institute Graduate School. We're located in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm doing a video here, video series on letter writing in antiquity and how our knowledge of that can help us understand dynamics in Paul's letters. We know that writing in the ancient world was a specialized skill. Not everyone could write clearly. Typically, authors would have a slave commit their words to paper, and the writer of the letter was known as an amanuensis. Cicero tells us that it was time-consuming for an amanuensis to write out clearly the letter, but nonetheless, the amanuensis was meant to be invisible. In one place, Cicero even complains when an amanuensis speaks in a letter he wrote. Cicero says that he should have written his own letter and sent his own greetings rather than mention it while writing the letter. Now, there were different ways an amanuensis could do his work. One way was through slow, exacting dictation. Cicero talks about how he dictated a letter to Spentharus syllable by syllable. To do this well, an author would have to think in advance about his letter. He'd have to plan how that letter would be laid out. Pliny the Younger, who was born in 61 or 62, he dies in the early 2nd century, writes, "If I have anything on hand, I think it over and weigh every word as carefully as though I were actually writing or revising. And in this way, I get through more or less work according as the subject is easy or difficult to compose and bear in mind. I call for a shorthand writer, and after letting in the daylight, I dictate the passages which I have composed. Then he leaves me, and I send for him again, and once again dismiss him." That's from Pliny's letter number 9. So the author would plan ahead what he was going to say and then dictate to an amanuensis who wrote in shorthand. Then that would eventually need to be written out more fully and formally in a letter. Part 3 coming up.